With Leicester City boss Enzo Maresca on the verge of becoming the new Chelsea manager, we thought we'd take a look at the 44-year-old Italian. He has been Leicester City manager since the 16th June 2023. So he has been with them for just a season and he has brought them back to the Premier League. Most of you are surprised. Why would Chelsea go for a relatively unknown name? Right, since it is his first time in the English Premier League and he has got a very short managerial career, to be honest. So why him? Right, a little bit of background on him. He has been the manager of Parma and currently is the manager of Leicester City. And he has got a win rate of 60%. It's close to 60%, just shy of 60%, which is pretty good. Which is pretty good. But significantly, what Chelsea would look at, what they would definitely have looked at, is his stints at Manchester City. He was Manchester City's development squad manager in 2020, and significantly, he was Pep Guardiola's assistant in 2022. So he's in the mold of Mikel Arteta, having worked with the Pep Guardiola. You would have picked one or two things there, right? Why would Chelsea go for him? The question still remains, right? Having been a development manager for City and having worked as an assistant coach for City, right? One thing is certain, one thing is guaranteed. If and when he becomes the Chelsea manager, that's player development. Chelsea has got a huge host, a huge sea of talented youngsters, right? We're talking of Gallagher, we are talking of Gusto, we are talking of Palmer, we're talking of Enzo Fernandez and the likes, right? These guys, these lads, they still need to be molded into that high-profile player, more like what Pep Guardiola has done with Phil Foden, right? And Enzo might just be the guy to do it. He's very good at player development. His style, his philosophy aligns with that of Guardiola, with that of City, right? And he's very good at grooming talent. Chelsea doesn't need to buy a lot of new players, right? They've spent a lot already. Probably a striker. They need a striker because Nicholas Jackson, his conversion rate isn't really there. If they want to compete with the big guys, if they want to win the Champions League, you talk of the Premier League title, even the FA Cup, they would need a striker. But most of the parts are there. They are there. They just need to be molded and gelled into the special gems that they can be. And Enzo is the guy to do it, right? That's one reason. The second will be his style of play. He plays this attacking style which has flair, which has intensity, right? Which probably doesn't fit into the mainstream style of Chelsea that was there before Todd and his new guys came in to be the owners, right? But it surely fits with the type of players that are currently there. The Enzo Fernandez that we're talking about, right? Modric, I had forgotten Modric. You're talking of Palmer, talking of even Gusto. Gusto is a defender, but his attacking style, the way he plays, it looks like a better version of James, right? So you need a player who has a philosophy and a style that fits the pieces that are already on the ground. I mean, they've already spent $1 billion, right? They've already spent $1 billion, so you just need a manager who can be on the go with them. And Enzo is that guy, right? And something that owners would look at, right? Why they are not considering, I mean, the fans have been crying for a return of Jose Mourinho. Why they are not going for that? Enzo Maresca doesn't have the big egos, right? The big egos that clashes with the board, with the owners, right? It's actually on record that when he went to Leicester City, he was living in the training base, right? He spent the first 2 months living in the training base at Leicester City, just so that he can get things going. He is that kind of player who is able to work with the board. He is that kind of manager who is able to work with the board, to work with management, to work with the owners and also the player. So this big ego thing is not yet there. Besides, he hasn't achieved much for him to have such big egos. He hasn't achieved much. So the owners, Todd and his staff, they'll feel like, okay, we can work with this guy. We can work with this guy. So I, for one, I'm not surprised with the appointment. In fact, it's promising. I'm looking to see Chelsea 10 tables, 10 heads next season. What do you think? I know some of you will be like, what happened? But tell me, can you comment in the section below and tell us what do you think about Enzo Maresca becoming Chelsea manager?